Welcome everybody to our live stream. Masturbate, you can have the 24-hour marathon, man. I won't do those. I don't think that's good for the health. The 24-hour chess marathon, streaming 24 hours, I'll pass on that. 10 hours, 8 hours, that's my limit. What's up, everybody? International Master William Paschall, Be Afraid, and Astrobate are in the house this morning. In the house, we call Sludgy Stream via lichess and Twitch. I'm here with Ponda. I'm back from Romania. We had a simul last night. Pretty decent result. A few interesting games. Few people that dropped out early, unfortunately. 18 wins, 4 draws, and 3 losses. That was my first intensive chess since getting back from vacation. So anyway, today we're taking Blitz challenges. Let me check my clock. The alarm must be set for 1:15. I have to depart at 1:15 for some lessons. Alright, alarm is ready to remind me when we have to go. So we have 2 hours and 15 minutes of Blitz challenges. Anyone who's a subscriber has the priority. If you are a subscriber to the stream, which I please do encourage people to subscribe here. On Twitch, that is T-Chess 2020. We've played before. Alright, I don't remember playing T-Chess recently, but I like to see players I've played before. I know they're legit. We had 3 or 4 players drop out of our simul yesterday. That's why I don't accept challenges from people who have like less than 100 games. Alright, ready to start. What are we going to play? Any requests for the first move? What are you guys in the mood for? C4, E4, D4, G4. No G4. Let's try E4. I like to wake up slow. I don't play a lot of E4 off the bat, but it's too late. I asked you and then I rescinded my... It's too late. There's C4. Alright. Be afraid. Just pretend I played C4 and then black played E6 and now E4. Now he said D4. Can't have everything. So, I don't know. I like this silly exchange French with C4. Objectively, white isn't better here, but most people don't play these positions that well. And I like the nature of the open game against the French, because French players tend to... Amateur French players. Professionals know what they're doing, but average French players don't really seem to like open games. Why are they playing the French? It leads to closed positions. What's up, Schieberspieler? Good morning. Jorigel Kivanok. So Astrobate's practicing his Hungarian. French is all about D4. This is very standard active Nimzo style development for black with bishop E4. I have in fact played with Schieberspieler, I think, this. Astrobate with perfect Hungarian. Copy and paste, man. It's all about the copy and paste. Google Translate. So, isolated queen pawn is likely to arise here. I think I tried H3, but that's too slow. Actually, I think my move might be an inaccuracy. Am I supposed to play bishop e2 rather than bishop d3 here? I mean, I have to confess, I haven't literally studied this. Literally studied this. You know, maybe rook e8 is a mistake, though. We've talked about this briefly. I've seen queen e7 check, too. Oh man, there was that period where I was doing Thursday or Wednesday streams with game analysis of classic masters, and Le Bourdonnais had this game with like queen e7, bishop e3, knight g4, where he just like castled kingside, and black got ravaged. Black like went for material and then fell behind in development. I don't know if you remember that. You guys were here. 94 now. I like to tell my students, you know, the problem with moves like this is that you're not developing new forces. Now you have bishop g4, that's why I think. Well, bishop g4 is probably like a normal move there. I think knight e4 looks wrong. It's time to leave the woods on the way to grandmother's house. Here, we're out of any sort of pins and no bishop g4, no problem with the e file. His d5 is under siege, and that move clearly seems correct. So the question now is, what now? What now? The $1 million question. It's a good question. The proverbial what now? That is a good one. 95, I mean, this is very much like a Petrov. 95. What would happen if like 95 f6? Fantastic position, by the way. What if we take and then play 95? Then he has knight c6. It's a funny position. So like 95. This is a cool position. 95 f6, pawn takes d5. Fascinating. Very fascinating. It's very much like the Petrov. I mean, there's a close relationship between the Petrov and, because I played the Petrov a little bit with black, a very close relationship between Petrov's defense and this c4 exchange. They're basically in the same family. It's almost the same. It's basically the same opening, just a form of Petrov. I don't like the normal exchange Slav. It's lifeless. But if you give white the c4 break, it's much more dynamic. V. Gandhi. Welcome. Petrov is kind of equal. Maybe the greatest. You could say that about every opening. Every major opening. Maybe the greatest. Oversimplification. Petrov is kind of equal. Alright, what am I doing here? The rain in Spain falls mostly on the plain. What are you talking about, be afraid? It's like played a lot by Caruana, many top players, extremely popular opening. The Petrov was a favorite of Kramnik, Caruana, a lot of strong players, Karpov. It's a major opening. We have just one challenge right now from V Gandhi. So I don't know about this. Basically, the Petrov was why Caruana qualified to play in the World Championship a few years ago. He won like critical games in the candidates tournament. That's how he qualified to play Magnus Carlsen, in a sense. His Petrov defense, winning against Kramnik with black, with the Petrov. He won another game against, well, I think Wesley. But anyway, we diverge from... What? I diverge. He just dropped a piece. T-chess. T-chess. Danish Gambit. Danish Gambit is a good sort of beginner's opening. Like playing the Smith-Morra or something. Black just dropped a piece. Unfortunately. I think he played this well, but finally, CD5, you could just recapture there. Though maybe that's pretty complicated after knight d5. I don't know what's happening. It got a little crazy. Maybe he wasn't okay. But I think I played pretty solidly here. Please don't hesitate to subscribe, people. Help me to continue to be able to do this. Public television. Much like public television, I rely on donors like yourselves. We'll have a telethon. I'm back, everybody, from my vacation in Romania. Back home to Budapest. Temptation to weaken my king side here. This is kind of a lame move, but I want to get my rook. This helped his bishop to be on a better square. Extra pieces are good. Oh, I missed queen e2 there. No, that didn't work. Is it raining? We have rain in the forecast here. I'm pretty lucky with the weather lately. Houston. All right. Let's see the opening just briefly. I'm gonna take this challenge from Capa Bianca is here. Capa Bianca, is there some relationship between you and Casa Bianca? Or is that just a coincidence? Tizek, welcome. Do you know Casa Bianca? Or is that just like two fans of Bianca that are unconnected? Someone played in my simul, a very strong player named Casa Bianca yesterday. And I thought it was you. And then I was like, wait a minute, this player is like 2450 rated. It was too late before I realized I was playing a very high rated player. And my guard was down. So let's see this theory. I feel like I always don't feel sure about this line. Yeah, for some reason, I don't fully understand this. Bishop e2 is more popular than bishop d3. Again, it could have to do with, like Be Afraid pointed out, the possibility of bishop g4. It obviously doesn't matter if black takes on c4 and I recapture. There's also the fact that I have to recapture on c4. So this move is more popular. I'm not sure there's anything concretely wrong with bishop d3. Yeah, bishop d3, bishop g4. Okay, so this is like a minor inaccuracy. Bishop d3, bishop g4 right away is technically black's best move. Even Mitsis has played this with white, who's like the expert. This is an inaccuracy. Okay, I've got to get this. I've got to get this straight in my mind. I've played bishop e2 in the past. But it's ironic that like bishop d3 actually sucks him into making this move, which may not be the best. Rook e8 feels natural, but you take away your defense of f7. And this is just bad. Black loses time. Supposed to take here. Bishop e6, and black is solid. Spassky Horschlein 2001. Seniors. Alright, let's take some challenges. Capa Bianca. I'm going to take the challenges to our subscribers to the stream first. So I'm going to have to interrupt Gandhi, who was here first. Capa Bianca and Sumer. Sumer, are you a subscriber? I don't know about Sumer. I'm pretty sure Capa Bianca is a subscriber. But again, no resolution about the mystery of Capa Bianca and Casa Bianca. No Trompowski. Do you play the Trompowski? Like your namesake. Casa Bianca. The House of Bianca. I'm taking subscriber challenges first. Sumaher, are you a subscriber or not? Let me know. Queen's Indian. Bishop a6. Pseudo Queen's Indian move order. Hyper accelerated Queen's Indian. Now it's a normal. 3 knights Queen's Indian. I guess they call this, for lack of a better name. It can still become a Nimzo, which I like. Now it's a Nimzo, Queen's Indian hybrid. Capa Bianca. Bianca was a breath spray. Soliflor had his own, he had his own cologne brand. Speaking of chess and toiletries. That I don't remember. That's before my time. Acer. I wasn't into breath spray in the 70s like you. That was like one of those Happy Days era. 60s maybe. I'm only 39. I was at a poker tournament on Friday night where this American guy I met didn't believe I was really my real age when I told him my real age. He was like, no way. I agree. I concur. That's why I tell people I'm 39. I look like I'm 39. If you look like you're 39 and you feel like you're 39, then you might as well be 39. Husky96. I got challenges from Husky96. We lost our first challenger who was not a subscriber. A non-subscriber. Alright, so Capabianca is following the mainline theory here. Old school variation. But the main line there is d5. Castles. I feel like I had this once in a Boylston Chess Club Championship game in the 90s. Larry Schmidt or someone. Alex Live. I don't remember. What one expert from the Boylston Chess Club. Candidate Master. USCF Candidate Master. Probably played that against me. I think I played h5. Is it wrong to play h5? Castles is apparently wrong, I would think. My mother has a friend who'd been 29 for 3 years. I've been 39 for a long time now. Guy was like, oh, you need more stress. You're not aging fast enough. Are you kidding me? You should have seen how I looked, before the last 5 years. I used to get a lot of naps, be a real slacker. I think that's the secret to staying young. Slacking and getting lots of naps. Alright, so h3. Annoyingly now, if I play g4, he has bishop h4, but what about h4 and g4? That's also not that great. So this isn't obvious. Queen f6. What I like to do is usually promote the possibility of castling long. That way I can connect my rooks and get all my heavy pieces in this attack on the enemy king. Is my king unsafe? Yeah, I think it's even more likely that White's king would be unsafe than my king in this position. White's king was voted most likely to be unsafe by his high school graduating class. However, it's possible queen f6 was inaccurate. Maybe I should have gone to e7 and kept the f6 square free for my queen. I'm not sure. Between those moves, there were a lot of choices. I also think knight takes g3 is a load of crap. That's not a good move for black. Basically, what I'm doing here is Nimzovician strategy. Knights are stronger than bishops in this closed position. I'd rather eliminate the knight than this bad bishop. Bishop! Mr. Bishop! So I might be able to just rip him open with h4 now. h4 and g4. That's pretty scary for white. That might still not be quite enough. So we do the Nimzovician thing with e5. Is this right? Maybe not. Objectively, maybe I should castle there before I open the position. Problem is, as always, sometimes it's bad to have too many choices. I don't like his move d5 though. His or her move. Capabianca is male. He's a fan of Bianca Havanese, one of our strong Hungarian women players, who also streams here. Um, she has a lot of fans going around lately. Alright. Well, yeah, whatever. Now it's a different game. Strategic lockdown. I don't like White's decision to play it the way they did. My bishop on here is shut down. This is true. At least temporarily. Seems like White has a lot of problems, though. So bishop a6, queen e2, hangs on. It's like, what do? I have so many choices. I can't decide which one to play. It's so sick. Going with a new diagonal. Nice move. F4. Exclamation point. That is a definite exclamation point. And he battled back. Nice job positionally. I messed this up. White is really right back in the game now. With more time as well. I played this very badly. Very badly. It's even possible White is better here. That might be stretching it, but I guess I'm exaggerating with the better. It's going to be very hard to break through now. Capabianca is fast. Yeah, I don't like the way I played this. I had a lot better. But see, that's the thing about Capabianca and players. Yeah, they're a good fast player. They play a lot of bullet. They don't give me time to think. And so that limits my ability to play really strong moves. I mean, mostly I criticize people on a daily basis for playing too fast. But it has its advantages. Obviously, it has its advantages. Blockade. I really, really, really don't want to see d6 there. I'm just trying to channel my best, like, Sergei Tivyakov. Good Nimzo players. Try to think of your favorite Nimzo players. Karpov. He has a couple of weaknesses, you know, theoretically. Backward G-pawn, protected passer for black on e4, and the isolated pawn on a4, vulnerable pawn on c4. So between all those weaknesses, I mean, black has chances to win here. Very good chances to win. I don't envy white in this position. I think like bishop takes c5 might have been a mistake. White's bishop on d4 was a very strong piece. I played Capabianca in our last Tuesday tournament. and I was like, I hung a piece at one point, and we didn't see it. That was kind of embarrassing. The Fast and the Furious. Coming to a theater near you. Whoa! Now look at that move. What? Are you serious? How tricky they are. Queen e2 to penetrate with a queen h5? Are you serious? Thinks of that. That's annoying. Trying to get in there. Get me in there. See, there's no queen h5 now. Get in there. Whoa. A bit too much, however. Yeah, it wasn't easy. He's Capabianca's descendant. I don't know, Casabianca, Capabianca. They're clearly different players. Hey, it's Miro. Welcome back, Husky. We've got a bunch of players who are subscribers. Chess Falcon is not a subscriber. It was the d4 square. Chess Falcon was the point where I started to doubt my position. I had misplayed at that point. Giving up d4 and white was doing pretty well. Earlier, my opening was excellent. But I've got to take the subscribers Mondays and Wednesdays. That's what I do. Unfazed Hope is a new player. Husky. Drew of Goal, welcome back. Repun. So who are subscribers? Bianca is from Street Fighter. Blanca. But this isn't Blanca, it's Capabianca. I need glasses too. Alright. I just played Mortal Kombat yesterday at the Hungarian Pinball Museum. It's ironic you would bring up Street Fighter. I think they have Street Fighter too. I was playing some old pinball and video games. Sunday morning program. If you ever get to Hungary and Budapest, check out the Pinball Museum. It's called the Flipper. We call pinball Flipper. And it's the Flipper Museum. Not about dolphins. Queen A4 check. Guys, please support the stream if you can. I would appreciate subscriptions. If you can't, just follow and check out my YouTube channel as well. We had Luke So Handsome, Neil 999990, and Mr. D-Man follow recently. So, what about Pinball Wizards? That reminds me of one of our subscribers. Oh, it's starting to rain. All right. Got rain. Just a moment, kids. Sorry, everybody. It's gonna rain for like 2 days now. Wonderful. So D takes C4. That's not really a main line, but I guess it's a viable setup for black. I've been in Romania. The weather was quite different up there. Central Romania and Transylvania in the mountains. Very different weather than here. Hungary is like a big plain. The rain on the plain has been mostly unexplained here. Yeah, we've had not a lot of rain though. Global warming. Global warming. Unfortunately, for my work, it's not optimal to have rain. My office has skylights and it makes noise. It's stuffy. If I have to close the window, I don't have other windows, just the skylights. So, for my work purposes, rain is a bad thing. Simply going home. Connect the pieces. Now you're threatening b5. Now you're talking. Right. Okay, my queen is going to have to move. That much is certain. Or is it? Or is it? e4. b5. Knight takes b5. Pawn b5. Bishop takes b5. Gutsy way to play. Wow. Let's have some fun. e4, knight b5, pawn b5, bishop b5. This could be fun. Was you in train when you was playing the last Pawn de Swiss? Yeah, Capabianca, and I didn't even see I was dropping a piece against you. I was playing on my phone, and when I hung my rook on a7, I didn't even realize it. That was the last game. Because my connection probably kept like dropping out. Against you, I was like a minute. The internet was really bad on the phone. Hungarian trains, the MAV start is it was actually really lucky that I finished the tournament when I did, because we were close to the Romanian border, and as soon as you go over the border, like, the internet stops working completely. So I finished that game with you like probably 20 minutes before we crossed the border into Romania, into Romanian territory. If the tournament had been any longer, I wouldn't have been able to finish the last game. Wow, like, check this out. Knight takes e4. Husky, just a standard move. An everyday, run-of-the-mill type of move. Just an ordinary, everyday concept. Knight g5 doesn't do anything special. Black's got g6. Everything's okay. Why not bishop? Knight takes e4, bishop takes a6. I lose a piece. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, after bishop a6, knight c3, and rook a8. Looks like he wins a piece. Only life for that easy. Husky, you're not quite high enough rated to be banned from Simul's, but Casabianca is, along with Schieberspieler. It was nice to stream me blundering a full rook, opponent not taking it. I didn't realize I hung the rook till after the game, you know. Usually you see it like after you make the blunder. That was what was funny about it. Guy had no clue till I I thought I had a sketchy position there, but I'm not sure. And then after the game I was like, wait a minute, I dropped the whole rook. Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. Pinball Wizards. Of course. Husky never misses a tactic. It's interesting. I'm just going to resign. Let's go on to the next game. Let's see. Perfect play by Black. Yeah. 1 inaccuracy, 17 cent upon loss. I've never beaten him in 7 games. He must be like a grandmaster or something. He never makes mistakes. It's interesting. Alright, let's go on to the next game. Always fun playing Husky. 17 CPL. I wouldn't expect him to miss a tactic. I miss tactics. So is anyone else a subscriber? Hey, it's Miro. I haven't heard from Sumaher though. Yeah, he must be at least an FM. No, he's never played in a tournament. Wasn't that it? He claims he's never played in a tournament or something. That's even better. It's like the Russian guy in the classical tournament. 25-25 FIDE. Never played in a tournament till this year. We were talking about that yesterday. Sure. Alright, hey, it's Miro. You're going to take me on in this English. Yeah, you're 2-0 against him. That's interesting. I've never beaten him in 7 games, it looks like. Yeah, I would be proud of that score. Maybe he's not as motivated against you since you're only an FM. No, I mean, I made a simple blunder. But the position was nothing special anyway. The opening, the tactic knight takes e4 is a pretty amazing move. Also, that's probably engine number 1. It eliminates my center and equalizes for black completely. That's a very incisive move. I'm not awake, I'm not that awake at this stage of the day, to play moves like knight takes e4. Maybe if I was like in USA time, I could unreel tactics like that, but not from European time zone. I am not. Honestly, I should probably not stream in the mornings, but it's the best thing for my schedule. But as far as playing strength goes, I mean, I'm not really fully awake till the evening. Also, I haven't played that much lately. Simul yesterday came off alright, but that's different. I've got a lot of time there. Hey Smiro, we've played this already. There's also bishop d3. I can't remember who I played this against. It's a Hungarian player like an IM. 5-7 years ago in the teen championship. I just can't remember his freaking name. It's the weirdest thing. I do like to take the subscribers first, so that's why I took this challenge. V Gandhi's challenged me to rated standard. Maybe I'll accept that off stream. I don't know if Drewgol or anyone else is a subscriber. Is H6 theory here? Perhaps. Queen E2. Hey Spiro, I don't remember if we discussed this position or not. He got a really bad game against me in one of these prior. One of these lines with E4. I thought, hey, Spiro had trouble in this line once. Got a very bad game. This is a modern setup, what he's doing here with the early B6. Became popular in the last 10 years or so. So, Itzo Daniel was the player in 2014. How do you know that? Schieberspieler. I don't even know who that is. I thought it was like an IM or something. They were definitely like decently rated. How high rated is Itzo Daniel? He must have been like 2350 or something. I thought it was an IM. Or it was a decently rated player. I've never even heard of that player since that game. I didn't know who they were at the time. You check the chess-based database. I'm surprised the game's in there. Hungarian Team Championship, 2nd Division, and the game is in the chess-based database. Wow. That's even surprising. You haven't heard from him ever. What's his title? Is he a FIDE master or something? He wasn't like some weak player. I remember like drawing and being okay with it. Not being upset about it. It wasn't like I lost rating points to a 2200 or something. And I think back then my ELO was okay. I was like 2380 or something. Funny. Hey, the people. Welcome back. Untitled stopped at 2341 that year. Crazy. So I only lost like less than a rating point for drawing with him. Something like that. But I wasn't familiar with how to play this line. B6 I never encountered very much. But I looked it up later and it's been played by lots of strong players on a regular basis. And there's a lot of theory on this variation. I don't know if... Are you supposed to take here? He took there at some point. I guess I went into an ending? I don't remember. But I'm not sure if black is playing this right. Looks like white's just better. Capablanca. Capablanca happy. Capabianca happy with this position. 11 challenges. Okay. Love you guys, but I'm not going to get to play all those. One of them is correspondence, so that's alright. I can accept that, perhaps later. But I mean, he can't castle queenside. This looks very good for white. I only have like an hour and 20 minutes to play 10 like long Blitz challenges. That can't happen. So we'll play as many people as I can. We need more subscribers. Sean Pinto, are you in the list? Yeah, GM Sean is in the list. He's a subscriber. Is anyone else a subscriber? If not, subscribe and you can play first. It's easy. You want to play first, Prem? And yeah, Prem and Sean are subscribers to the stream. Appreciate that. It really helps me. Guys, also check out Cheaperspieler. He's streaming too, and he's been very helpful. Hanging out on my stream, having another, strong title player here on the streams. So, thank him for helping with my streams by checking out his streams as well. Cheaperspieler, thanks for being here. It's definitely good to have another master to discuss, games with, and you've been helpful beating me up in Blitz or whatever. Guys, tournament tomorrow. We're due for Blitz. Blitz tomorrow, 9 rounds. White is definitely better, but not that obvious. Like, what can you do? I mean, I guess this makes a lot of sense. Fix it and forget it with Fixident. That's an old commercial. So you think you're gonna do that? You think you're gonna solve all your problems with that move, eh? Queen d8. I was hoping you would play King e7. I mean, even c5 looks really pretty freaky for black, huh? c5. Is c5 good enough? What about knight e5? Black is solid. He's solid or he's lost. It's one or the other. Knight e5, bishop e5, pawn e5. It's very simple. Either solid or lost. Knight e5, bishop e5, pawn e5, castles, bishop a3. Maybe I hallucinated here. He's been an anchor. Anchor man. A4 is a simple positional approach. Definitely major candidate move there. Suggested. I think you should castle queenside. However, he doesn't like that option apparently. So now what do you do? Just take the pawn. A4, queen c5. No. Oh my god. White timed out after knight takes e5, just losing. I'm just winning after bishop e7. But frankly, the move freaked me out. I mean, you're sitting there. I have 3 seconds left, and, you know, you have to play knight c5. And this time, I'm just not awake or whatever. I just couldn't believe you played knight takes knight takes e5. What is that? Why would you play that move? Like, seriously. Of course, like, I'm sitting here waiting for knight c5, and it's like, white has a tiny advantage. Maybe. But he plays knight takes e5. He just panicked, but he panicked fast, you know, and no, it's not a conscious decision like that. For some reason, he just didn't see knight c5. This is obviously fine for black. I couldn't find the move, whatever it was. He was actually fully equal. Unbelievable. White has nothing here. Until that. That's amazing. So he could have castled, and if rook d1, then knight takes e5. He's just completely equal. This is a blunder. And this is where I used all my time. 40 seconds, and I can't find a win. It's funny, like, it crossed my mind to play bishop e3, but I don't understand what my next move is. What do you do? What's the point? I mean, I was going to take this, but it's also not a big deal, like... Because my back rank... Maybe even... Yeah. He just castles and my back rank is weak. Probably I should just take on c7. Yeah, again, the computer finds this like ultra subtle move, bishop e3. Wow. I mean, that's something I would find in a long game, but not necessarily here. Lauren, good day. I was on vacation, so... We played really badly at the end. Apparently I was winning, and then he won the game on time. Wow, so you have queen a3? Jeez. Are you kidding me? The back rank... This is a beautiful position. Like, up a queen and you're winning. I mean, down a queen and you're winning. Yeah, anyway, good game, man. Very interesting. I'm not really awake yet. I admit I haven't played any Blitz since last week. Well, actually, there were a couple games. But again, I play better in the evening. I lost some King's Gambit thematic Blitz game to some guy yesterday. Maybe yesterday, or maybe it was Saturday. Yeah, there's a lot of challenges, and I'm losing every game under different circumstances. But I can't play all these challenges. I've got a short stream today. Yes, if you'd like to, Lauren, you can challenge me to a correspondence game. One of the players, in fact, in the challenge list, Gandhi, challenged me to a 5-day standard. And I mean, that's what I would prefer. If someone wants to challenge me to correspondence, I don't like to do the 2 or 3 one-day games, 1, 2, 3 games, because it's just like too easy to just have a busy day where you can't make a move. I think that's the best 5 days, 5 or 7 days for moves. Because clearly, like, I don't want to forfeit, and there may be one day when I can't make a move because I'm busy or something. and you want enough time to think about the moves. So I'm willing to play with people, you know. Thanks for the game. Hey, it's Miro. Interesting opening. I thought I was much better, but apparently it's okay for black. It's curious. Knight a6. I never encountered that before. Not in this position. Interesting. Why not? How bad can it be? A lot of people play c5. I found this setup, although it's rather innocuous looking, creates a lot of problems for black players because they don't find themselves forced down like a narrow path. They have like tons of choices, but sometimes it's like easy to hang yourself when you have too many choices. The thing about the King's Indian is there's tons of theory in the main lines, and it's all like very, very forcing. But when you play something innocuous, they're just like, well, I don't know what to do. You know, you could do all these different things, and they don't really have a plan. You know, you're just playing chess basically. If I play d5, then knight e4 appears to be a very strong move here. So I remember playing Tony Miles, similar position with black, where he just like did bishop d3 or something, and I just got rolled. Just like simple chess. The c5 looks like a strong move. I've never encountered anyone play like bishop f5, knight a6 randomly in the King's Indian. It's interesting. It's not that bad. d5, knight e4. Is there anything for me there? d5, knight e4, bishop e4, knight d2. Maybe I do have something there. You know, maybe this isn't as good as I thought for black. I've had some games with black where similar stuff happened, actually. In fact, like, I'm remembering some recent game where I was black, and I was thinking, oh, everything's fine. But he just like played knight e4, bishop e4, knight d2, even like sacrificed the pawn on b2, and white just had more space. So I'm starting to like get back into a good position. Although maybe he has to try knight e4. Talking football. You got me. You got me out of the loop, Arsenal fan. Let's talk some baseball. How about those Yankees? It's a freaking disaster, man. The Yankees have won like 10 games in a row while the Red Sox stagnate. I sort of torture Arsenal fan with baseball chat. Alright. Now you know how I feel. When you start going full on footsie on me. Black has lost his way. Although e5 may objectively not be that bad, actually. It might even be like black's best move. Very possible that's black's best move there. Interesting. How about knight e4? Doesn't really do anything. Maybe you're right. Maybe e6. No, e6, e4. You got a problem. You got a major problem, though. e6 is not going to work. So it's just a weird Petrosian King's Indian now. You know, luckily I've played like 7 different systems against the King's Indian, so I can feel somewhat, you know, comfortable here. No, I don't exactly know where I am at. It's basically a weird Petrosian system. No, I don't like this. be afraid if you put your queen on b3, you know, you've got a piece that's strangely placed. The Chess Falcon, Unfazed Hope, Idit, Dhruv Goal, Gandhi's Standard. So Play Like Kasparov is next. Great Lazarus, are you a subscriber? I saw Great Lazarus in the chat earlier. I feel like I have to apologize to players who are not subscribers that arrive and then want to play and then they can't play because they're not subscribers. I'm not trying to exclude people, but I do try to repay those who do subscribe by taking those challenges first. So GM Sean with a masterful King's Indian Petrosian sort of formation here. Now we're in very classic structural territory. Another possibility is to play like bishop f6, bishop f6, bishop g4 for me there. My old friend Igor Foigl, Petrosian clone. Would like that. What were the New York Yankees originally named? No Yankees trivia. I hate the Yankees. Sorry I brought it up. You know what's annoying? Actually, living in Budapest, I was talking about this with my kids yesterday. All these like European people, they always like wear Yankees hats. They think that they don't even know what baseball is, and like wearing a Yankees baseball hat has become like a fashion thing. You know, it's like wearing an Arsenal jersey if you didn't know what football was. You know, it's sort of strange. The Yankees hat is like this cultural thing. Just makes you look American, or I don't know. But I hate the Yankees, so it's painful. No one even knows what baseball is. I have a friend. Ironically, I do have a Hungarian friend who likes baseball, but it's very, very rare. And the only reason why he knows baseball is because he lived in Toronto for a while. There's some like obscure baseball league in Hungary that he plays in or played in. That's funny, man. Gotta appreciate Arsenal fans' humor. He's a faithful fan to the end. But in baseball, we were very disappointed in Boston. They were one of the best teams in the league for the first half of the season. Now they've like completely collapsed. And now the Yankees are, the evil empire is coming back. It's one of the greatest rivalries in American sports. But that was the only sport that I ever took seriously. I tried playing basketball when I was a kid. I tried playing soccer, but I wasn't great. I've told my soccer story a million times. I was on like a winning soccer team, but it was boring, like running around all the time. So I quit after 1 year. GM Sean is hanging tough, man. 1705, 1800 now. Seems like he's gone up. Keeps finding moves. He's got some serious chess. The GM Sean. One move blunder takes him down. That's the only way I can win a game. It's like someone drops their queen on a one move blunder. Great Lazarus, are you a subscriber? Arsenal and Play Like Kasparov are. I don't know about Druvgol, and you guys need to answer me. Great Lazarus is okay, but I've got to Play Like Kasparov first. So we're gonna get. Got to be careful with this guy. No more Queen's Indians for you. Let's try the Budapest Gambit in honor of my host city. Oh. Hey, that looks familiar. Can black play d6, sacking a pawn there? Morales has never tried that against me. So here's a weird move, f4 right away. That's awfully passive. Terribly passive move there. Play Like Kasparov. Remind me of one of my students. What's a3 about? He's stopping bishop e4 check. I'm not even going to ask you, why would you play king f2 unprovoked? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. You're like handicapping yourself on purpose? Or what's the reasoning behind that? Like, I'm just going to troll the IM by playing the pork chop opening? There's no reason for that move. What do you mean it's a prep? What are you talking about? The move has no point. You're like voluntarily not castling for no apparent reason. But what would be the point of like giving up your right to castle with no provocation? You've seen Alpha Zero played it, of course. In this exact position. Alpha Zero played a3, f4, a3, and king f2. Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah, that's crazy, alright. Maybe you should sit down and look at the position from Black's perspective, Arsenal fan. You're probably looking at the board from the wrong side. I think if you turn the board around, you'll appreciate Black a little better. Sometimes it can be very useful to like... Seriously, you know. I get these opponents who do that. It's annoying. But they'll actually stand behind the board while you're playing it over the board game. It's extremely rude, but not necessarily against the rules. I think it's like bad manners. Like, stand behind you, looking over your back at the board, so they get a perspective of how the game looks from your side. Maybe to do it for a moment or something, but if you do it for more than like 5 seconds, I think you're like, you know, bordering on like gamesmanship style behavior. Sean Pinto, after I opened the B file of b takes c5, b takes c5, I don't remember what I played, but I think my intention was to play rook b7. I'm not quite sure why I didn't, but I'm a little bit off my game this morning. I mean, I could play f5 here, honestly. I wish we had more time today. I can only stream for another hour. Got a lot of challenges. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I wish I had played better today. My first Blitz stream back since vacation. I don't feel very sharp. Though the simul went alright, that's different. You know, playing longer games is a completely different thing for me. I'm not quick enough momentarily without playing Blitz for a while. Yeah, be afraid. Be afraid you dropped off the list. Dropped off the face of the planet. Knight A4. It's very interesting. Play Like Kasparov has this pretty bizarre ideas. A little too outside the box. A lot of weaknesses here for white, frankly. It's hard to understand. Is he trying to troll me? Petrosian style? What? Am I losing a pawn now? Have you been playing a lot of bullet chess? It's too much bullet chess, right? I don't know, man. I think, yeah, I was trying to play bishop c6 in some positions, but I don't know. You know, it was a messy game. He might have been better. Despite his insane play, he was winning. Their knight takes a4. It's a really strange game. I missed bishop takes c3, Fabiano style. I mean, I saw this, but I didn't think it did anything. Why is this so good for black? I don't really understand why this is so good. It just kills his bishops like he has prison bishops. Look at these bishops. I mean, look at the... Yeah. That's sick. That's, something I would play in a long game, again. You can't play like this with white. You know, you got away with it against me. I feel like rook e8 felt wrong already. Like taking my rook off that line. I agree with the computer. It's just ridiculous the way white played, but he did get a good position eventually. Okay, Dhruv goal. I always forget your Be Afraid. And then Great Lazarus and Arsenal fan are also subscribers. That game is ugly, man. I don't understand why you want to play like that. I mean, true enough, you probably had a winning position at some point, but that is demented. Like, you can't play serious chess like that. There's too many weaknesses in white's position. f4, a3, king f2. You're just like creating massive holes all over your position. You know the game where Caruana gave up his bishop on c3, legendarily? Check. Queen c5. That only works on bishop g7. This is a weird move order by white. If I had played bishop g7, bishop c4, queen a5 check is very strong. Yeah, I was, you know, trying to play something out of the norm. Save it for Wednesday. I don't approve of this either. You guys just keep playing stuff I don't approve of. Interesting. There's something here. Let's see. There. Weird. Strange. I thought this was good for black. Everything's playable, Arsenal fan, but we're trying to play the best moves, you know. I mean, I try to get people to strive to play the best possible moves, you know, not just anything. Yeah, it's playable, but you've like lost your advantage with white, you know. You've wasted the white pieces for no apparent reason. I try to provoke. I try to implore people to try to play the best possible moves. Trading on c6 is like probably the most fundamental mistake you can make on the white side of the Sicilian. I guess I just play e5. What am I going to do? e6 is possible. How bad is e6? e6, bishop f4, d6. Screw it. What are you going to do? Knight f6, bishop f4, d6, e5, takes, queen to c6 check, and he takes my rook at the end. But now, okay, this is hanging in a lot of positions. I'll just play d6. No, it's not so simple. It looks like I go bishop f4, queen c3 or something. What I get is a lot of people who don't listen to me, and they just do what they want to do. That's the reward of being a teacher. 99% of people don't listen to what I say. That's what I do this for. I mean, I do it for the rewarding feeling of no one listens to me. You know, play like Kasparov, just like creating a sieve. Now, my practice sucks, obviously. Every time I say something is like terrible, I end up with like a lost position. But I still stand by my fundamental belief system. Knight takes c6 is bad in the Sicilian. Playing a3, f4. It's difficult, you know, to prove these things in practice necessarily. Dhruv Goal is like playing exactly how I would tell people not to play with white. Give up the center. Trade knight takes c6 in the opening. If you've watched my stream at all, you know I've condemned people for playing like this with white. Yeah, it's playable. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why, you know, people are rated 2,000 instead of 2,400, because they play stuff like this. You know, you can play what you want to play. If you want to be 2,000 instead of 2,400, play, you know, a playable line instead of the best moves. Simple. Chess is easy. But Prem 666, it's like you think that you can apply the same idea from a different position. You've probably seen King F2 in some specific position, but that doesn't mean like doing that in a similar position is necessarily good. You can't just like assume that the same idea is going to work in a similar position. Bishop G7. Yeah, I mean, white's actually doing all right here. I still slightly prefer black, but not by much. Queen B7 instead of E5. No, because my D6 is dropping. What he's doing here is what I call the Nokia attack. People whose mobile phones play their games for them always seem to like this type of setup for some reason. The engines don't make pawn weaknesses. Like Dhruv Goal seems to like have sworn to a religion where he doesn't move pawns. Will not move pawn ever. I mean, like you're obsessed with not moving your pawns. What's with that? Like, you have to use the pawns. Now you use the pawn. You moved the pawn. All right. Thank you for being willing to move a pawn. Pawns are the soul of chess. I agree with Philidor. The hardest thing to master in the game. So a lot of people just decide they're not going to bother. You know, we're just not going to use pawns. That way it's easier. You know, we could just like not have to worry about that concept at all. Unfortunately, you do. Even if you don't use your pawns, you know, your opponent will. I guess I could exchange rooks on f1 there. Or theoretically, it brings his king closer to the center. That was the right move. Damn. I had to exchange rooks. Rook takes f1. No, he has rook takes f1. So I'm lost here. I'm just lost on queen b6. Just rook takes rook, and I'm losing my d6 pawn. I mean, if I'm not lost, I'm holding on by a thread. He has rook f1 and rook f7. This is how I'm playing today. I don't see anything. I noticed that Druvgol got stronger lately, and I still don't understand how I have a half. You only have a half point out of 20 games against me. Ripun Bansa asked draw. Wait, is this you? This is not Ripun, right? Well, it's an endgame. I mean, it's not a draw. It's an imbalanced, slightly imbalanced endgame. But it's almost like you're offering me a draw. The way you said that. Are you offering me a draw? I don't want to draw. I want to try to win. But this is an imbalanced position. Yeah, I mean, I think both sides have chances to win. Maybe black is slightly better now. Look at that move. Yeah, I mean, it's not drawish. That wouldn't be a word I would use to describe this position. I expected bishop takes d5. No, I'm lucky if I'm not lost here. like brutal. That's a mistake, finally. White has to play rook a6. But even so, that might not be bad. Could be lost here. How strong is this guy? And instant moves too. I don't understand, and I asked this last time. How could this player have a half point against me in 20 games? How is that even possible? That's practically impossible. Again, it's like a miracle. Yeah, but I mean, you can't blunder every single game. I mean, nobody blunders 21 games in a row. I was on the ropes. Grey Lazarus, an Arsenal fan. Thanks, guys, for being subscribers. University Cluj. Hold on a second now. Was there... Wait a minute. University Cluj, I thought you were Capabianca. Right? Do you have 2 Twitch accounts? You are Capabianca, right? I thought, like, Capabianca... Chat, didn't you talk in the chat as Capabianca earlier? Or am I losing my mind? You have Twitch? You have dual Twitch accounts? Or am I just confused? Here we go. So Petrosian Queen's Indian. That's a good line for white. Solid. Oh, friends. Be Afraid is Druve Gold. I haven't played many of these lately. Does anybody know who Casabianca is? King Shield was alluding to knowing who that was yesterday, but wouldn't reveal. Claiming it was a 2200 player. But I got mauled by them in the simul, thinking it was Capabianca. Bishop d3. I think I played this position with white. It's a WM. No, learning chess. We know who Bianca is. Is that seriously her account? She's not. She has another account. It's not her. That's the point. But she has a team called Casabianca. So that's the mystery, right? Who is this player? I remember once I beat Pop got bored when he needed to make a GM norm in this line. The last round of some GM tournament. With white. I've rarely played this line with white. No, I just, like to think about stuff for fun. One of the questions, wondering who people are, on the stream. But I'm just wondering if the account is connected to her team. That's what I'm saying. We can easily figure that out. Of course, I suspected Casabianca. I also lost against who, Husky. Crushed me, as usual. Yesterday, Simul. Well, what's up with this? Maybe I'm missing something. We're out of the woods. I mean, that's not what you want to do with white. Let me trade a bunch of stuff. You don't want me to trade stuff. We've equalized. Possibly more than equalized, right? I know that's kind of greedy to hope for more. Not exactly. Arsenal fan, you're so negative. No, I like d5 there. Then I had knight d4. He was smart not to do that. I think his move is stronger. Here we go again. This position is always drawish. Absolutely not. This is less drawish than the last endgame. The pawn structure imbalance. The queenside majority versus the central majority. I mean, that's not drawish. Nothing drawish about that. It's a big, major imbalance in position. No, Great Lazarus didn't play d5 because of knight d4. I'm not going to take and open up, his attack on h7. No, I think the position is balanced. Neither side is necessarily better. But black's a little more compact. It's easier for white to mess up and lose because he has 3 pawns that are, he has 3 pawns that are potentially vulnerable, I guess. It's harder to play with the center exposed to attack for white than for black. I'm going to have time for the next subscriber game. Oh, Casabianca's here, ironically. Yeah, sure. I was thinking that Casabianca was challenging me to a second game. I was going to tell him, hey. But who is this Casabianca? Big mystery. University at Cluj is smiling. This is going to be a mystery for a while. But I can only get to one more game. Casabianca is in team. Is in what team? It's not Cluj. He's Casabianca. Stop confusing me. Yesterday my son was like, how do you pronounce psychiatrist? He had trouble pronouncing psychiatrist and psychologist. It's the same thing now. Don't make me have to keep saying these. Casabianca. It's too difficult. Knight a5. Knight e5, knight e5. King e7. I might need that square. Maybe king e7 isn't a bad move. So he's in the Bianca's team. Imagine that. He's in the Bianca's team. Casabianca is in Casabianca's. Unbelievable. You don't say. What a coincidence. It could be Bianca's account, like her Smurf account. But I think it's probably someone else. More likely to be a fan. Knight takes c4 almost works there. Damn, I didn't even think of it. Wow. Knight takes c4. Whoa. Maybe that does work. See, that's too early in the morning for that kind of move. Dude, I think it does work. Does it? If you really want to be crazy, you could play f5. That's like intentionally being a maniac. Or e5. Here we go again. I'll probably lose on time. Like I did against Hey It's Miro. I had like 40 seconds to his 7 seconds and lost on time. Knight b3. Knight b3, is that a silly move? No. The pin might be awkward. This pin... That's f5 is a move, you know? But that requires too much thinking. Thinking is difficult and painful. You gotta do it, right? I've been trying to play this move forever. Counterattacking the center. But is it strong? I feel it's playable. It feels playable. Like, knight takes c6 against the Sicilian. It doesn't lose by force. So he calmly retreats the bishop. Wow. Amazing move. Outstanding. Knight endgames. Alright. This is a winning position. Yeah, 95. He can't go into a pawn endgame. But on 95, I'm still better. Wow. Amazing. Knight A5 is +3 for black. Okay, just going after this pawn. But that's crazy. Wow. F5 is only the second best move. What happened in the opening? It's all standard. Queen C8. This is standard. You're supposed to play Queen E2. Queen E2, Bishop A6. I think I had this game once against Alexander Ivanov with white. But that's just not right. Okay. Unfazed Hope, Idiot, Gandhi, Arsenal fan. Where's Sumahair? Is he not in the chat? Might be the last game today, depending on how long this takes. Guys, please donate and support the stream. It's a new week. We need new gift subs. Someone donate 100 bits. Prime the pump for the hype train we're expecting later this week. Tomorrow night we are going to host tomorrow night Blitz tournament, 9 rounds. I'll be streaming here live. Maybe make a note of that. Every Tuesday night, I like to host a tournament for the team. It's harder, yeah, it's hard to see when you're actually playing. That's a well-known effect, Prem. It's always easier for the spectator to see the brilliancies. Absolutely. 99% of tactics don't work. You heard it here first. Thanks, Asterbait. So, wait. What was this again? I don't like bishops. I in fact love bishops, but there's a time and place for everything. Arsenal, did you play this against me once before already? Someone did. Because I brought it up on the stream. I had an arena game against some guy who played B3 in this position. I was like, what? The guy literally played B3. So you played A3? It was someone else. The second time we reached this position. Or maybe that was against a different player. I feel it was a different player, not Mr. Arsenal fan. Anyway, this is book. We had a discussion about where the best place to put the bishop was, briefly. And E7. This is possible to put it on D6, though. Who was that I played in this line? When was that? Was that already like 2 weeks ago? It just seems like yesterday. You and Ponda host together, exactly. So I got time for one more game. I'm not going to play Casabianca. I'm trying to avoid them. Unfazed Hope, It, and Gandhi's Classical Challenge. So Unfazed Hope would be next. I mean, I've never played them before, but they are next in line, and they're not a subscriber. Queen D1. Repositioning. Did I do something stupid like Rook A D1 in one of these? The game is equal. One o'clock and all's well. So what about Rook C8? I mean, is that overrated? Like BFD, you know? It's your file anyway. Maybe I'm better off not even trying to like compete for the C file here. Just something else. I mean, Rook C8 is it's a very robotic move. I call this like the one square position. Like every piece wants to be on D5, but you can only put one on D5 at a time. It's kind of a problem. Do I have E5 now? You have Bishop C4. Pawn to Swiss. Blitz. Swiss Blitz tomorrow night. 6:45. Oh man. Rook D7. I should get my own theme music. An intro too. I'm just lazy. Alright. Not enough time in this life to do everything we need to do. Universitate Cluj with the frog emote. Hype lol. Seriously, where's the hype train? Weekly top cheerers don't exist. Weekly top gifters don't exist. Resets in 6 days, so don't forget. The economy's getting tight, I guess. It's inflation. I need to find a good investment. It seems like cash is a bad holding with inflation now. What? Master. Do you want to take back? He's been sniffing the glue again. Dude, you need to cut down. Cut down on your glue consumption. What's wrong with just going back to D8? Ask me, never give them your email address. Ask him where my money is for my chess lecture videos that they sell while you're at it. Next time you see Damian Lemos. What am I going to do here? I mean, objectively, maybe I should have played Rook C7, huh? Are you telling me I made a mistake? It is possible. Your country is a chaos, political stability and economically. Your country is a chaos. Man, you're in Indonesia. That's nothing compared to some places now. I think that's the norm, right? Most countries are in political and economic chaos. What, like, the majority of countries in the world, it's probably the standard. It's surprising that Hungary isn't. I don't know how they keep it together. The Hungarian government is pretty incompetent. It's amazing they haven't, like, destroyed themselves economically. You were trading Bitcoin when it was 400 pounds. Yeah, I mean, I'm not selling out my Bitcoin. There was, you know, it was tempting to, like, panic when it dropped to, like, 30,000. Whatever. But I don't have that much money in it, so whatever. No Universitate Cluj. I think Romania has, you know, a much better chance in the future. I was thinking of buying a house in Romania, maybe. You hear those stories about those people who, like, had tons of Bitcoin and they spent it on, like, delivery pizza or whatever? That's disturbing, right? It would now be worth, like, $300,000, but instead they had a pizza delivered. Or the people that, like, cashed in on like, Yahoo before it became big. Microsoft. Is there a reason why I can't play c5? Because I really don't like having this backward pawn. Is that the reason? That's it? You got that. No squares for my queen. I have one square. One square position. I called it. I actually had knight b6 there. Wow. Knight b6, knight d6, knight a4. You're getting annoying. Step off. You gotta give Arsenal credit. Where do you come up with this stuff? Again, I'm gonna, like, lose on time. Arsenal must do a lot of tactics puzzles. I was lost there, but I swindled my way out of it. You had d5, dude. It looks like. Right here. What am I going to do after d5? Maybe I'm not lost. Damn, I have rook takes b5. Maybe king f8 was a good move. Maybe it was just a draw. Okay, I could have taken here. But then you have rook check, that's something. I could have taken on c5. It's the same difference. So I was completely winning. But you swindled me. Oh no, I had this. So I played this stupid rook a5. I didn't even see it was possible. Swindler. He's the same as Hey It's Miro though. Fast, and I almost lost on time. Trying to find good moves. You're just too good at playing bad moves fast, you know? It just... I've got to hand it to you. You're just too good at that. Alright guys, I gotta go for today. We're gonna be back. You wanna play this one last game? It's kind of low on time for me. I'll play one last game. Let's play it fast. This guy's been waiting. I'm gonna be cutting it close for a time. But at least I'm warmed up now. Both played a practically perfect game. Well, yeah, until he like went off the cliff and like sacked in exchange for nothing, going to an utterly lost position. Other than that, it was like a perfect game. His totally unsound exchange sacrifice followed by my not punishing it. Like, why would you do that, man, in a completely normal position? That's like my expression, 99% of tactics don't work. You gotta say that to yourself every time you're like reaching out to grab a piece to try to do some crazy sacrifice. Arsenal fan. The reality of chess is that 99% of tactical things don't work, you know? You gotta talk to yourself every time and say, okay, why doesn't this one work? And then it's that rare exception that actually works. You're like, all right, I've triple checked it, you know. Castles, queen b3 check, king h8, knight g5, queen e8. What other option do I have here? Rook b8. Not a silly move. Physically stopping queen b3. Korchnoi favorite. It's like a reversed English. You could do an acerbate maneuver later on. Of course, the rook pushing that a pawn can be useful too. Well, I guess the queen is not going to check me on the diagonal now. Black is slightly better. Last time I played... I don't know, I feel like last time I played the same position I missed some kind of fairly obvious knight maneuver. Like knight h5, knight f4. But here it's maybe not a big deal. He has the bishop. If he were to do something stupid like put his bishop on b2, I could swoop in, you know, to the weak f4 square. Who do you think is the rudest Russian grandmaster? Off the top of my head, Ian Nepomniachtchi. No, I don't know. I don't know enough Russian grandmasters. Kasparov. That's a good guess. He's definitely like Family Feud. He would definitely be on the Family Feud like board. Kasparov. Survey says Garry Kasparov. Yeah, he's like moved to the United States now. Does he count as a Russian grandmaster anymore? Is Kasparov's federation US? I would assume so. Korchnoi also can't really be counted as a Russian. He was the rudest grandmaster overall, though. Probably. That's easy. Who's the rudest grandmaster ever in the history of chess? Then you're like, Viktor Korchnoi. Hands down. probably. Michael Rode is up there. If you ask who the rudest American grandmaster is, yeah, you gotta like give exceptions to strong players, right? But average grandmasters, they don't get any like behavioral exceptions. It's not okay to be rude when you're like an average grandmaster. Yeah, like Korchnoi hated everyone he played, like even Spassky. He blamed Karpov for his like family, like being harassed by the Soviets. But it wasn't like Karpov made him, immigrate. Did Karpov like force Korchnoi to decide to leave the Soviet Union, forcing the Soviet country to persecute him? He like personally blamed Karpov. Karpov may not be an innocent person or something, but he didn't personally persecute Korchnoi. Korchnoi hated Spassky, he hated Karpov, he hated everyone, He just like hated his opponents. That gave him strength. Kasparov very similar. Maybe not as personal with Kasparov. Famously when Korchnoi lost against, was it? No, that's right. When Korchnoi beat Spassky, actually Spassky was really rude. But he was justified. Like Korchnoi had behaved like an idiot. I guess when Korchnoi beat Spassky for the candidates final, Spassky just like stormed away. He didn't even shake hands. But I mean, it was because Korchnoi had behaved so bad like throughout the match. It was like finally too much. Even Spassky, who was like normally a very sportsmanlike player. We actually have that, night maneuver. Korchnoi insulted one of my friends after he hung his queen or whatever and lost. He was like a monster. Everyone I know hated Korchnoi. Except for his like personal friends. I'm trying to think like who was Korchnoi's second? Knight f4 anyway. I never played Korchnoi. I mean, I just like played in the same tournament with him once or twice. I'm trying to remember who his second was. Knight takes d3, winning a pawn. But maybe d5. d5 doesn't work. This is probably not my best move. No, I mean, Keen was the second at some point. But not like his main one. It's another player. I can't remember off the top of my head. Some Soviet grandmaster. I mean, he probably had multiple, obviously had multiple people over a long career who worked as seconds for him. But there was one in particular, I just can't remember. Bishop g5. Does it actually do anything? No. No, I mean, certainly wasn't Botvinnik. This was a lesser player than Korchnoi himself. I have no idea what his I don't have any idea what Korchnoi's relationship with Botvinnik was like. I never recall hearing that. I think he would have like respect for someone who was like the father of the Soviet chess system. But maybe, you know, when he became an enemy of the state, that would change too. Maybe Boleslavsky. I don't know. I don't remember. Could be. But Koblenz was like Latvian, right? What is going on here? Guys, I gotta go. I know you're gonna miss me. These connectors. I guess I should take another pawn there, theoretically, but whatever. Center is too strong. Absolutely. Rent to center. Gotta open the line. Damn, that was a tricky move. He should take with the rook, though. I guess it doesn't matter. It didn't save him in the end. The two connectors are too strong. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow night. Don't forget to support the stream. Send a donation, subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow night, Tuesday. Blitz tournament from 6:45, stream from 6:30 tomorrow night. 9-round casual Swiss Blitz tournament. Bye-bye.